The scary thing that at the end of that game was they missed that free throw at the end where Alex Len came out there. It was Sabonis and Alex Len, and like we just had a bunch of like what Tucker and Harrell like 6'8" guys, and then to their bigs, which brings us into our next topic here. So Bleacher Report's Brian Toberek wrote an interesting article recently about how
what a segue.
Yeah, we'll either have a rim roller defensive liability in Montrezl Harrell, or a combination of Tucker, small ball 5, and defensive switching with Paul Reed backing up Embiid. So the question everyone's been asking, I feel like this is a question we've had a problem with since we traded Drummond last year, the DeAndre Jordan stuff last year, and just having that backup 5. So are you comfortable going into the playoffs with the backup 5 situation that we had right now, or would you make a move before the trade deadline or pick up somebody in free agency?
I mean, I'm comfortable because if I look around the Eastern Conference, I don't see that position where we need to address it. I just don't see, unless we play Jokic in the finals, I don't see the need to address the position as far as getting bigger. Lopez can give you some issues, but they got him out on the perimeter, and he's not going to have as much volume with, especially if Middleton is playing. Boston, we know who gets the volume. The Cavaliers, their wings, their guards get the volume. The Nets, we know who get the volume. So what big guy that is going to really dominate you? Joel is that guy. So it's really nobody else in the Eastern Conference that I feel like you need to address that need or that position, unless you can get a guy like DeMarcus Cousins, because he's a center that can shoot threes and very talented. Outside of him, I don't know what else you can get that would be different from what you already have.
Oh, Whiteside's another name that people float out there too.
No, I just...
It was a firm no.
No, the reason why I say no is because Whiteside has the size, but we're not going to take advantage of that size on the offensive end.
Yeah. It would just be for defensive anchor purposes.
Yeah, so then then I don't think that it's going to be any different than what we already have, because he's not going to be defending Joel.
Yeah.
He's not going to be defending a center position is going to have a lot of volume, is what I'm saying.
Well, with Whiteside, you would just have a statue who can't switch.
But what I'm saying is, but
that
he's
will get in trouble.
So you putting him in to be an anchor, but who is he going to defend? Like he doesn't have a high volume guy, so he's going to be defending the guy most likely that's setting screens and rolling or popping and shooting. He's not maybe like I said, outside of maybe Lopez, but Lopez will see Whiteside and he's popping out to the three, shooting threes.
Yep. And most of the time, I feel like teams are going big to accommodate guarding Joel. And when Joel's off the floor, like, phew, now we can go back to our normal lineup.
Yes, they go small.
So what's the point of putting someone who can't really guard?
No team is going to go
their
big.
Lineups.
You'll see Lopez and Bam. No team is going to go big.
Maybe like Boucher, but he's all like 130. So it's like he's not botting anyone up down there.
I'm just saying, like, none of those guys are high volume guys.
Yeah.
Joel and Joker. That's it. So that's why I say if it's not DeMarcus Cousins, I don't see how or why you address it.
Yeah, I was thinking Whiteside too, but again, that's a problem in itself. So every situation is flawed, right? With Whiteside, you'd have an anchor down low who can't switch. Not really an offensive threat at all, right? With Harrell, you have an offensive big man, undersized, who can't really play D. And then with Reed and Tucker, you have guys who can switch and play more of a small ball 5, but who have flaws in a lot of parts of their games, right? Like Reed, for all he makes a lot of young bonehead inexperienced plays. Not great offensively, but great hustle, great rebounding. So it's like any way you look at it, there's problems. But I like your line of thinking that go with because we're all talking about the playoffs at this point. This isn't for regular season anymore. Playoff wise, you want to go against who you're going to be facing. I would say the best combination would be an offensive Harrell, and then if you want to go more defensive switch, you go Reed or small ball 5 Tucker. I think that will benefit us more there than going. You sign Whiteside. We'll get done up in one. He'll come in. They'll pull him out, and he'll get killed on the 3-point line, and then we won't play in the rest of the playoffs. That's what would happen with him, most likely. Because who else is going to come in? Who else are they going to bring him in for? So I don't know. I would rather go for another position and not go for big and keep the Harrell / Reed Tucker small ball 5. Go by matchup.
I'm gonna throw a name at you guys. So last week, I think the Bucks said they were going to try to trade Serge Ibaka to grant him his request to get out of there. The Nets have inquired about him, and they said a few other teams have inquired about Serge Ibaka. Is that someone that you think would do the job that we're talking about here, or no?
Serge fits. He would be a little slightly bigger and more experienced. I mean, it would basically be him and Harrell.
Yeah, that would be getting rid of the.
He could push Reed out, is what he would do.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I would also be a fan of, but this again, I've always wanted to bring Nerlens Noel back for backup 5 minutes. The defense, and he can do,
but he's not available though.
He can alley-oop. Well, I think everyone's available in Detroit. Let's be honest here. They're not holding on to anybody except for
but he comes with, he's not a minimum salary guy.
What is his salary actually? I'd like to know that.
Is he a minimum salary guy?
No, I think I don't think he is a minimum.
Oh, he came from the Knicks with a contract.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he still makes pretty good money, so it wouldn't be worth it. Yeah, he makes 9. Nope.
Well, and I Bleav the last time we played Detroit, he had some good comments to say about Philly. He said that, he's happy to see where the team has gone, and he's happy with the legacy that Hinkie's left behind with Embiid in Philadelphia. So, I mean, hey, I'd welcome a Nerlens Noel, welcome him back maybe in the offseason or something if he's available.
Well, there's a club option for next season at $9 million, and I don't think they're going to pick that up. So he might have an opportunity to come back in a few months.
I think
he is a good backup because he's a good. He get the alley-oop rim running game with Harden, and he can also defend, and he can switch a little bit too. He's not as agile as what he was when he was a kid, but he can still move. He can still deflect. But yeah, I mean, he's not realistic now, so there's a moot point. I would lean towards keeping what we have and not going for a Whiteside.
Yeah. Could you guys see? I know Bucks. We're competing with the Bucks, so would you even see Bucks trading Ibaka to a team that they're rivaling in the East? Would they do something like that or no?
No.
Okay.
Unless they think he's hot garbage and they're like, yeah, take him, play him a lot.
I would think that they would release him and he gets picked up.
Yeah.
Release him at a certain date where he can get picked up before the playoff pickup deadline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. The two centers that have been kind of a lot of teams have been monitoring Naz Reid from the T-Wolves, and then also
Naz Reid would be a great backup big. Yeah.
Yeah. But
absolutely.
So Naz Reid and Serge Ibaka are the two big names right there that a lot of teams are inquiring about. So,
but I think they could probably get more for. I mean, they can get something for Naz Reid for sure, though. That's not going to be some dump. I don't think.
No, the big name for that, the Nets are the ones inquiring about both those guys. Yeah.